We just saw Hot Tub Time Machine 2, and on this show, I take my friends, we go see a movie, we review it in the car, and then we have a discussion. The review part is spoiler-free, so if you're on the fence and looking for a recommendation, watch the first part, find out what we recommended or not. And the second part, the discussion, we'll let you know when that starts. That part, all bets are off. We can talk about spoilers, anything we want to about the movie. So that's how the show works. Hot Tub Time Machine 2 is, of course, the sequel. It's got a few different cast members in it. John Cusack is out, Adam Scott is in, and it's just more shenanigans, time traveling, and it's a hard R-rated comedy where anything can happen and often does happen. For me personally, if I weren't doing this review show, I wouldn't have gone to see this movie. I wasn't really that excited about the first one either. But I saw this to do the review and to talk about it. And it's trash. I mean, it's a terrible movie. There's very little to the plot. There's very little actually moving things forward. It's just sort of, the whole movie seems to be in a stalled mode, and they're just improvising and they're just setting up joke after joke after joke after joke. And you know, when you put 30,000 jokes into a 100-minute movie, a couple of them are going to be funny. There's a lot of stuff that just never lands. Lots of stuff that's just sort of mean-spirited and ridiculous. Homophobic stuff all over the place. The sex jokes are really just tone deaf. And like, out of all of the things that they do in the movie, it's just amazing how few of their ideas are interesting, original, funny, whatever you want to say. It's just a dead-on-arrival movie. Nothing really to it, nothing holding it together. About half an hour into the running time, I checked my watch. I was already checked out of it. Because nothing had happened. They were still setting up what the plot of the movie was going to be 30 minutes into a comedy sequel. And that just seems ridiculous to me. I was already bored by the movie at that point. So definitely don't bother with this. If you're a huge fan of the first one, I would say wait and rent it. Don't throw down $10 like we did and see this in the theater. That's my review. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a lot of, I don't even want to say a lot of fluff, because it's just that it's kind of overstating the quality of jokes, I guess. But yeah, there's not a lot of substance. And I did see the first movie, and I kind of enjoyed it. I have kind of a soft spot for big, dumb comedy movies sometimes, and the first one I found amusing, so I was hoping this one would be in the same vein and I would enjoy it. But I don't know, it's like, maybe they just wanted to do something different, but I was like, for a sequel, they didn't even try some of the same formula from the first movie. I felt like that just kind of made it a fun, dumb comedy movie. It was just, just lots of jokes and felt like a lot of reasons to try to get the jokes out there, and just a lot of kind of dumb bro humor, kind of what Dale was mentioning, and just. Yeah, it's not the worst comedy I've ever seen. I'm never going to watch it again, obviously. But there's not a whole lot to...
Yeah,
I'm not even sure who I would recommend, because even as, I wouldn't call myself a huge fan of the first one, but as a semi-fan of the first one, I wouldn't recommend it to somebody that had enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, and I couldn't get over how many times that the movie was 2 or 3 people in a room, and that's it. And they're just riffing on something. They're just... Yeah. I felt like they just left the camera running, and they put Rob Corddry and Craig Robertson in a room, and just said, okay, we'll use the best, 3 minutes for the next half hour. You guys just talk.
Some people in some movies can pull that off, but...
Not the whole movie.
Not the whole movie.
You can't make a whole movie about that.
And you need more writing between those scenes.
This is Spinal Tap is a mostly improvised movie, but it has a story and it has a structure and things happen in it. And this is very, I mean, it's a much, much looser kind of system like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is the spoiler-free portion. If you want to go see the movie and you don't want us to spoil any of the jokes, tune out now. We'll get into spoilers. We'll talk about some more things. So, I was somewhat excited that Adam Scott was going to be in the movie. I tend to like him. I think he's funny.
I don't think I even knew he was in it until he showed up.
And he's John Cusack's son. That's like how they shoehorn him into the plot and make him part of the whole thing.
And also an attempt to have like a somewhat
normal person
that wasn't as crazy out there as the other three. Yeah,
but he was crazy in his own way.
That's very true. Yeah,
they made him like
overly normal, like
so down to earth, and like he was all excited about wedding planning and stuff like that. He was like the opposite of what a bro is. Like I don't know, metrosexual's even too generous. He's basically just a woman. Like
they even put him in a skirt.
Yeah.
With like leggings or something.
And they're picking out mini cakes and talking about stuff like that. And there's so much humor in the movie. I mean, there's literally a scene that Craig Robinson is about to have sex with Rob Corddry, and they switch it at the last moment, and he has sex with Adam Scott. And it's supposed to be this big gross out humor moment. And it just feels like, wow, like how tone deaf and homophobic. Why is this like a huge set piece in your movie? This is
it was like crazy drawn out, and to do it.
It's like a 15-minute sequence of them on this stupid game show with Christian Slater, and that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was talking about with the half-hour point, like, that was when they were still explaining how they ended up in the future instead of the past, and what they needed to do as a result of that. Like, they'd been through the time machine, and then they were like drawing all the diagrams and stuff like that, and it's like, dear God, just move it forward. Get going. How does this take so long to explain? Like, we just need to go find the guy that shot him. You know, it took forever.
Especially even in like a more serious time travel movie. It just time travel. I don't know. Like, you don't need to spend a whole lot of time on your time travel mechanics because it's going to fall apart.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how you do time travel in a movie. It's going to fall apart. So the more time you spend on it, and it does eventually. Of course,
it makes sense to an audience. Just naturally, just normally, because we've seen so many time travel movies.
Yeah, exactly.
But to do it in a sequel is like double stupid.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to explain the premise of Hot Tub Time Machine to people that are at Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Right.
It's like, you don't need to do that.
There's not a whole lot to explain when it comes to a time-traveling hot tub machine.
Yeah.
Like, if you can just accept that, then you're in.
It's like if the first half hour of Empire Strikes Back was explaining who the Empire was. It's like, we had a whole movie about this, guys. Mm-hmm. We had our chance.
Yeah.
Badness. Anyway, that's Hot Tub Time Machine 2. If you like the way we do these reviews, please like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, and check out all the written and video reviews over at DaleMaxfield.com. Thanks for watching.